Hi everyone. So how's everybody feeling today after the full moon in Cancer yesterday? For me it was a bit intense because I have my moon in Cancer, so very emotional, a lot of energy of introspection. I should have just stayed at home and be on my own. That would be the best, but I chose to spend it with people and it was a bit overwhelming. But what I wanted to speak about today is the energy for this year, because we are at the beginning of the fresh new year and people might be wondering what is this year going to bring, and there seems to be a lot of energies that are in play. A lot of new energies come in because of the major shifts that will be happening astrologically. Pluto will be changing sign from Capricorn to the sign of Aquarius only briefly for 3 months. It's happening in March, but at the same time in March also Saturn will be moving from the sign of Aquarius into the sign of Pisces, which is big, huge, pretty much. And also the nodes will shift. The nodal axis will go from Taurus, Scorpio into Aries, Libra. So there will be a brand new energy to play with. This Plutonian energy will be kind of like a energy of what is yet to come, because Pluto is not going to fully go into Aquarius until 2024. This time it will be just briefly for 3 months, and then it will go back into Capricorn and do some more work there. But it will give us a flavor, kind of like premonition of what to expect. Obviously, Pluto in Aquarius, it's going to bring a lot of individuation energy, which is kind of what the people I follow are talking about, that this year will be more about people actually individuating into stepping into what they really want, who they really are. It's no longer going to be following somebody else's truth. It's not going to be listening to what everybody else is saying. It's going to be more, in a sense, people recognizing who they really are and what they really want to do, what is their purpose, how they want to live this life. I think after the past 2-3 years and all the changes that happened on a world scale, people are more aware that world is shifting, is changing, is not going to go back to what it used to be. And I think the time that we spent in isolation during the 2020 2021, many people realized that the world perhaps that they had lived was not properly aligned with their life purpose or with their values, and they had the time to think about it. And these energies that are coming, they are going to kind of give the energy to put all this into manifestation. So this year is going to be a year where people will be more focused on themselves, which comes with the Aries Libra axis. South Node is moving into Libra, so it's not going to be about the people pleasing, about trying to fit like everybody else, do what everybody else is doing, but it's going to be more about Aries energy. So it's the new energy that wants to be birthed. It's more about who am I, what I want. In a sense, people could say it's a selfish energy, but it's not fully selfish. It's kind of like individuated. It's if people are being fully authentic and living their true light, becoming who they really want to be, and doing what they really want to do, that makes them happy. And when they're happy, then they can help others, they can be there for others, they can do more. Whereas if people are upset and unhappy and living life of suppression, then it doesn't really give them much motivation to do things for others as much, or it's not coming from the right place, from the place of wanting to be there, wanting to give, rather than feeling obliged, like the Libra archetype, in a low vibration, like the codependency, or wanting to please at any cost, just to create and keep the balance in the world. So that will be one of the things. And obviously with the Saturn going into Pisces, it's not going to be in its power. So where we might have felt, well, probably all of us did, restricted in the past 2-3 years, perhaps forced into doing things we didn't want to do, when Saturn goes into Pisces, it will be much different energy. It will be dissolving all the restrictions, or dissolving the sense that there is somebody else holding authority over us. So people will become more aware of their own power, more aware of that if we don't actually follow what everybody else is doing, or what somebody else is telling us to do, actually, we will survive. It will be okay. We'll have to go through certain challenging situation, but there is, on the other side of it, on the other side of the tunnel, is living a life of authenticity, of living a life in a way that makes us happy, that brings us fulfillment and sense of purpose, and makes this life worth living, really. So pretty much that's what we will be facing. That's the main energy, but there will be ups and downs, obviously, a lot of unexpected twists and turns, because astrology just offers energy. It's nothing is set in a stone, nothing is exact. So that's why, like, trying to get astrologers to predict exactly what's going to happen is impossible, because everything is in a state of motion, nothing is static, and things keep changing all the time. So even if we predict something today, the energy will change, because we don't live in a linear reality as much as we want to believe it. This is multidimensional reality, and things are constantly changing. We are creating our reality by projecting our belief system and our what we believe. That's what we manifest. So but that's on theme for another video, but just wanted to give you a taster for what's coming. Also, we just had a Zoom meeting with one of my courses, and yeah, the energy for the upcoming 3 months up till the equinox, spring equinox, it's definitely telling a story about this, how people are going to come closer and closer towards identifying what is important to them, what are their needs and values, what they need to do and change in order to live the life that they truly want to live, the authentic life, and letting go of the guilt and shame. It's all very Piscean archetype, the guilt and shame, the programming and conditioning of the religion and the way our ancestors were brought up, and we letting go of all that, because it doesn't serve us. It's not who we are in the Aquarian age. This is a time to individuate, to step into your own power, face your fears, because it's the Plutonian archetype, facing that which is keeping us in a state of disempowerment, which is what all these Taurus and Scorpio axes were about. The North Node in Taurus, becoming self-reliant, self-sufficient, realizing that no matter what happens, you have everything you need within yourself to create that, to manifest that reality that you want for yourself, and letting go of the Scorpionic archetype, which is the attachment to something, which is that something that we think is keeping us in a state of disempowerment, is keeping us kind of in an illusion of victimhood, which is Pisces archetype, the Pisces age, which just we stepping out of. This is a process. Obviously, the age of Aquarius will be lasting for 2,000 years, so we are just entering into it. So the energy is all very new, and that's why many people don't know how to handle it, myself included. It's all a process. We all learning how to navigate through these uncertain times, but there is so much potential for new beginnings, for creation of different life, different reality for all of us, because we are not victims. We can create whatever we want. It's just the way we were conditioned and programmed to believe that we are weak and we don't have a power, that I'm just one person, what can I do, what can I change? But it's not true. And the more people realize this, the stronger the consciousness of the collective will become, and the faster the changes. Nobody holds power over anybody. We willingly give the power away if that's the case. But people, in a sense, they are free. They're inherently free. We were born free. It's just attachment to certain things and certain belief systems that is keeping us in prison. So anyway, all in a nutshell, this is what this year is going to be about. It's a numerological year number 7. So having a time for yourself, having a time to spend in a hermit mode when you're just taking care of yourself, it's very important. Not just always be there for everybody else, which is also very important. That's the Libra side of Aries Libra axis. But it's very important to actually take the time for yourself, for introspection, create your own spiritual practice that will keep you energized and supported throughout these times, because there will be a lot of changes. There will be a lot of changes that are unpredictable. Uranus is still in a sign of Taurus. He's still got more work to do there, and obviously Taurus archetype is all about our resources. So there will be more theme in these regards coming up this year about resources, lack of resources, manipulation of the information in regards of resources. So this is all coming. Currently, Mercury and Mars are still in retrograde until next week. So there could be a lot of misinformation, confusion. Also, it's probably not the best time to start something new. because of Mars being in retrograde. In Gemini, it's more time for mental introspection, so re-evaluating things, thinking back on ideas, coming, like, kind of dusting off something that we perhaps wanted to start or started in the past and it didn't work out. So this is a time for that. And then next week the planets will go into direct mode, Mars on the 12th and Mercury on the 18th, but they will be still in a shadow period, so until they come out of that, it's still kind of like the gray zone. And then we have the new moon in Aquarius coming up on the 21st, which will be a very interesting new beginning in the individuation process, because Aquarius is all about individuation. The fact is the first new moon this year in a sign of Aquarius, which is all about liberation and rebellion. That kind of gives a flavor for this year. It just kind of gives you the heads up about what's gonna happen. So coming up the end of this month, I think people will have much more clarity and they will be more motivated in regards of what needs doing, what needs changing in order to start becoming that person they want to be, start living the life that they want to have. And that all will become available. That all is always available, but predominantly that energy will be fully accessible in March with the spring equinox, when all the planets will be going direct. There will be brand new energy, brand new force coming and becoming available for us to birth whatever we wish to birth with the spring, the new life coming, the nature waking up, the astrology resetting itself. Obviously the beginning of the natural zodiac is from Aries, so 21st of March always starts a new astrological year for us. So plenty of things to think about. I can't believe I've been going on for almost 12 minutes. This is the thing. Once I get my mouth open, I just keep talking. And now that I kind of got over the fear of not being perfect and just keep going on, I have so many things to talk about. I have so many things to share. So I'm starting to writing them down. And if there is anything you guys want commented on, I'm happy to share my ideas. But just beware, this is my perception, this is my subjective reality, my opinions. It's not the universal truth. It's just how I see reality, which is unique to me. And it doesn't have to be everyone's. Everybody has their own opinion about what they see, and that's perfectly fine. So this is just how I see things for this year. It's gonna be a year of big changes, big transitions, and there is a brand new energy available to us to use in whichever way we like. So I think more and more people will take advantage of it. More and more people are awakening. They're starting to realize that the way we lived our life was not really fulfilling, not really, it couldn't really continue like that. It wasn't helpful, it wasn't healthy for us or for the nature, for the environment. So there are changes that need to happen, whether we like it or not, and they will happen with our cooperation or not. So it depends whether people are happy and willing to change, in which case the changes will be smoother, or if they resist it, it will be just harder. So but the changes are coming, so it's just easier to go with the flow and to adjust as the time requires. So that's it for now. I'm gonna leave it at that because 13.5 minutes on. So I hope that anybody found this helpful. If not, then at least I had a talk to myself. So have a good day, everyone. Have a nice weekend. And I hope that everybody is feeling good after this full moon in Cancer, more in connection with themselves. Cancer represents the mother, safety, security. Also from the evolutionary perspective is your individual self. So having a full moon, possibly there is more clarity what you need to do to nurture yourself. So it's a good time to do it. Have a good weekend. Speak again soon. Bye.